You are now inside USS Tang at 23:11 hours, October 24th, 1944. You are standing on the bridge with Commander Richard O'Kane. The sea is black glass. The air is warm and thick with diesel. The last torpedo has just left the tube. Fire 24! The Mark 18 electric torpedo slides out of the stern tube with a soft whoosh of compressed air and disappears under the dark water. 47 seconds later, it broaches, porpoises once, twice, then banks hard left. The phosphorescent wake curves back toward Tang like a shark turning on its own blood. O'Kane sees it first. His voice cracks the night open. All ahead flank! Right full rudder! Clear the bridge! Circling torpedo, hot! The officer of the deck, Lieutenant Bill Leibold, is already diving headfirst down the hatch. O'Kane is right behind him. The quartermaster on the bridge, Floyd Caverly, is last. He never makes it. The torpedo hits Tang exactly where the after torpedo room meets the maneuvering room. The warhead detonates with a white flash that turns night into noon for 5 miles in every direction. The explosion is not loud. It is a physical blow. A hammer made of pure pressure that punches every man in the boat off his feet. The stern simply ceases to exist. The pressure hull peels open like a tin can hit by a train. Seawater, black and cold, roars in at 600 gallons a second. The boat whipsaws violently. The stern rises 30 feet clear of the water, hangs for one impossible second, then slams back down. Inside, men are airborne. Tools, coffee cups, bodies fly through the air. The lights explode in showers of orange sparks. The 1MC screeches with feedback and dies. Tang starts diving bow first at a 45-degree angle. The depth gauge needle spins like a clock on fire. 60 feet, 80 feet, 100 feet. O'Kane is on his back in the conning tower, blood pouring from a gash over his left eye. He grabs the dead 1MC and screams into it anyway. All hands forward! Flood negative to surface! Blow every goddamn tank you can reach! Move, move, move! Chief of the boat, Jesse Da Silva, is already in the control room, slamming every high-pressure air valve on the Christmas tree panel. The sound is a hurricane of hissing air. But the stern is wide open. There is no stopping the dive. 120 feet. 140 feet. The hull starts to groan. A deep, animal sound that vibrates in your teeth. Rivets shear off and ricochet around the compartments like machine gun bullets. One hits pharmacist's mate Paul Spangler in the thigh and pins him to the bulkhead. 160 feet. The boat is shaking itself to pieces. Pipes burst. Steam screams. The temperature drops 20 degrees in 10 seconds as cold seawater floods the engine rooms. 180 feet. Tang's official test depth is 412 feet. 180 feet is 80 feet past crush depth for a fleet boat. The hull is now making a sound no submariner ever wants to hear. A long, low, dying moan. O'Kane's voice is calm now, almost conversational. Abandon aft. Everyone forward of frame 68 get to the forward torpedo room. Close all watertight doors behind you. Men are running, crawling, dragging wounded. The deck is at a 40-degree angle and rising. Feet slip on oil and blood. The after battery compartment floods in seconds. Men scream as water hits the battery cells. Chlorine gas billows. Eyes burn. Lungs seize. The maneuvering room is gone. The motor room is gone. The after torpedo room never existed. Only the forward part of the boat is still dry, and it won't be for long. At 182 feet, the bow hits the bottom with a tooth-rattling crash. Tang settles into the mud, bow down, 45-degree up angle, stern open to the sea. 87 men are now trapped inside a steel coffin at 180 feet. And the nightmare has only just begun. Tang is dead. She lies bow down in the mud at 180 feet, 45-degree up angle, stern open like a gutted fish. The sea is pouring in. The lights are flickering red from emergency lanterns. The air is already turning foul. 87 American sailors are alive inside a steel tomb that is slowly flooding, slowly crushing, and slowly running out of oxygen. And every single second from this moment forward is the most intense survival story the U.S. Navy has ever tried to hide. This is what really happened in the next 18 hours. Hours after impact. Control room, 180 feet. Commander Richard O'Kane stands in 3 feet of freezing water, blood in his eyes, voice hoarse but steady. Count off. Who's here? Who's hurt? Who's missing? 87 voices answer. Some strong, some coughing chlorine, some screaming from the dark. The count comes back. 13 men in forward torpedo room 9, in control room 22, in forward battery 18, in officers' country and conning tower. 25 scattered in the pump room and forward engine room. No one aft of frame 68. They were never found. The water is rising 2 inches a minute. The hull is groaning like a dying animal. Temperature has dropped to 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Men are already shivering uncontrollably. O'Kane makes the call. We are not dying down here. We are getting out. Every man who can walk will make the escape trunk. Momsen lungs, one at a time. We trained for this. Now we do it for real. 1 o'clock hour. Forward torpedo room. The Momsen lungs are pulled from their lockers. Rubber bags with a mouthpiece and a nose clip. Designed in 1929. Never used in combat. Everyone knows the math. 180 feet equals 78 psi external pressure. One wrong breath and your lungs rupture like balloons. Lieutenant J.G. Henry Hank Flanagan, the boat's torpedo officer, volunteers to go first. He strips to his skivvies, straps on the lung number 1, kisses the St. Christopher medal around his neck, and steps into the escape trunk with Chief Torpedoman's mate Clayton Decker. The trunk is a steel coffin 6 feet tall. They close the lower hatch. Water starts flooding in from the sea. Pressure equalizes. Ears pop. Chest compresses. When the upper hatch indicator goes green, Flanagan nods once. Decker spins the wheel. The hatch opens into black, freezing water. Flanagan kicks upward. He never looks back. 1:17. Flanagan breaks the surface 400 yards from where Tang went down. He is the first human being in history to escape a sunken submarine from 180 feet using only a Momsen lung. He inflates his life belt, lights a waterproof flashlight, and starts screaming into the night. 8 more will follow him. 78 will not. 2:30. Inside Tang. The water is now waist-deep in the control room. The emergency lights are dying. The air is thick with chlorine and carbon dioxide. Men are starting to hallucinate. Some are praying. Some are singing Sweet Adeline in broken voices. O'Kane walks from compartment to compartment, cigarette somehow still burning, voice never rising. Stay calm. Stay together. We are getting out. He knows it's a lie for most of them, but he says it anyway. 4 o'clock. Escape trunk. The second man is ready. Motor machinist's mate Jesse De Silva, the chief of the boat. He hugs O'Kane, says, "See you topside, skipper. He never makes it. At 120 feet, his lung ruptures. He drowns silently, eyes open, still ascending. The sea takes him. 5:30. Third man. Pharmacist's mate Paul Spangler, leg pinned by a flying rivet. They cut him free with a torch. He kisses the cross on his dog tags, steps into the trunk. He makes it. 6 more follow over the next 4 hours. Each ascent is its own private hell. Lungs compressed to the size of oranges, eardrums bursting, nitrogen narcosis turning the water into green fire, the constant terror that the lung will fail and the sea will crush you from the inside out. 7 men make it to the surface. 2 die on the way up. 6:45. Forward torpedo room. The water is now chest deep. The hull is making a new sound now. Slow, deliberate pops as bulkheads start to fail. O'Kane gathers the remaining men in a circle. He lights his last cigarette, takes a drag, passes it around. Listen up. The Japs will be here at dawn. We either die down here like rats, or we go out like submariners. I'm staying with the boat. The rest of you, if you want to try the trunk, now's the time. No shame either way. Silence. Then one voice. Skipper, we ride her down together. 7:30. Dawn. A Japanese destroyer drops the first depth charge directly overhead. The hull shudders. A bulkhead in the forward battery room finally gives. Water roars in like a freight train. Men scream. O'Kane's last order, calm as ever. God bless you all, hands. The lights go out forever. Tang implodes at 7:42 hours, October 25th, 1944. 78 men are still inside. 9 made it to the surface. They are picked up by a Japanese patrol boat at 900. Beaten, interrogated, thrown into Ofuna and then Ashio prison camps. All 9 survive the war. Richard O'Kane spends the rest of the war in a POW camp, loses 60 pounds, comes home a hero, gets the Medal of Honor. But he never forgives himself for that last torpedo. Tang is still down there today, 180 feet of black water, sitting upright in the mud. A tomb for 78 American sailors who went to war in a steel coffin and never came home. 9 men beat the impossible. 78 paid the price. And the United States Navy spent 70 years pretending the story was too dark to tell. This was their story. This was Tang. And this is why submariners still salute when they pass her name.